Hi Arshia, how are you?
Hi, sir. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So can you tell us something about yourself?
Yes. So, as you know, my name is Arshia Sheikh. I'm from Bangalore. I have done my engineering in electronics and communication background from MITS College, and I have around more than 3 years of experience in IT industry as a tester. Currently, I'm working on an e-commerce domain project where we are using a Selenium WebDriver as an automation tool and scripting the code in Java. And I have been part of Agile methodology. So I
Mm-hmm.
was responsible for maintaining the framework, and I have run around 500 plus test cases as of now. I'm well versed with software testing lifecycle and agile methodology. In my
Mm-hmm.
current organization, we have Scrum, sprints, and all agile stuff. And then in my free time, I would like to explore more about automation and spend some quality time with my family. And then I'm looking forward to serve my, to showcase my skills and be able to, help the organization, serve the organization.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, great. So how many years of experience you have with respect to test automation?
Mm, around three,
Around three. Okay,
around three.
okay. So how do you decide what kind of framework would be required for any specific application? You might be aware about various frameworks like data-driven framework is there
Yeah,
and hybrid
JDD.
framework, keyword-driven, right? So how will
Yeah.
you take that decision that this framework will be suitable for this application?
Um, so according to my view, any one framework is not sufficient for a project to be efficient. So there will be one prominent framework, but in addition to that, we also have to use all third-party tools to make it more efficient and flexible.
Mm-hmm.
In my view, test ng will be good because it provides it will come with lot of advantages like grouping, parameterization, and then parallel testing, prioritizing, all such things. So test ng, I think that is good when we talk about TDD. And if we are talking about BDD, then I think Cucumber should be good because
Mm-hmm.
it will be helpful for both technical and non-technical people
Mm-hmm.
as we use feature file Cucumber framework. So I
Okay.
don't think there will be one particular factor. There will be multiple factors, like in which technology the application has been developed, and there will be many factors. I think
Mm-hmm.
that are involved that will decide which framework to be used.
Absolutely. So that's a good answer. And adding to that point, it also depends on what audience is going to use. As you were rightly mentioning, if it's a business team who is going to use it, if non-technical team, then accordingly you will select the framework. It also depends on what kind of testing you are doing. For example, if it's an application where you have to, uh, you know, uh, put lot of data and you have to test it, you have to test the behavior of the application with respect to various data that is ponder over it, right? Then you can go for data driven testing. If you feel
Mm,
that there are certain keywords that you have already created which can be reused in other another test scenarios and you have just got a junior team who can take care of that
mm,
framework, so then you can go for keyword driven. Sometimes you can go for
mm,
hybrid framework as well. So it depends
mm,
from situation to situation, application to
yes.
application, from user point of view, from audience point of view. And the very important thing is what is the outcome of that automation framework? What you are going to achieve from that automation framework, that is also very important. For example, if you are
Mm,
looking just for functional testing, you can go for
mm,
frameworks. If you are looking for some kind of non-functional testing combination as well,
mm,
right? Then
mm, mm,
using Selenium, you can get some API request or API responses. You can
mm,
have Selenium grid. You can do performance testing, such kind of aspects.
mm,
So all these things will be important,
important,
right?
considered.
So yeah, these will be considered as one of the important points for choosing the framework. Okay.
Framework, yeah.
Okay, now why relative XPath is preferred by most of the automation developers?
Uh, because relative XPath, we will be deriving the relative XPath um, with a single tag which is attached to that a particular element only. From that particular tag only, we will derive the relative XPath. So,
Mm-hmm.
but in absolute XPath, we will transfer from parent tag to child tag.
Mm-hmm.
So when we use absolute XPath in future, if some updation happens in the web page, some code changes, some HTML code. So at that time of the tag will change, then our absolute XPath may not work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason we prefer using relative XPath.
Okay. Now, uh, let me share my screen. Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Hmm? Okay, now there are two lines written here. One is
Mm,
WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver. One is Chrome driver
mm,
driver equal to new Chrome driver. You need to tell which one is correct, and apart
mm.
from that, what is the difference between the two?
So basically, sir, WebDriver is an interface
Hmm.
and Chrome driver is a class.
Hmm.
Because WebDriver is an interface, we cannot create an object for it.
Hmm.
So, Chrome, I mean, what we are doing here is, I think both are correct, but we prefer using the first one. WebDriver driver is equals to new Chrome driver. Here we are instantiating the Chrome driver object, which is driver, and we are assigning it, and we are assigning the WebDriver interface properties to the
Hmm.
WebDriver because the driver has to communicate with both WebDriver methods and to the application as well.
Hmm.
So I think that's the and
Okay. So,
yeah,
yeah, please go ahead. So what
Chrome
would happen
driver.
if you, please go ahead. Please go ahead. Sorry.
Chrome driver is a class, so from WebDriver only this class has been implemented.
Hmm. So
Yeah.
WebDriver is an interface. That was correct thing.
Mm-hmm.
New is the word that you will be using for instantiating the object,
Instantiate
for
the
object
object.
claim. Right. Now, what would happen if you write the second line in the Selenium script? Will it be able to instantiate the object? Will it launch the Chrome browser? What would happen?
The object will be instantiated because we are using new keyword,
Mm-hmm.
but driver will have only Chrome driver class properties.
Mm-hmm.
This driver object will have only Chrome driver class properties, and I mean this will acquire only Chrome driver methods and variables.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
we need WebDriver because we want our driver to communicate with the application as well as the Java code which we are writing here. So for
Mm-hmm.
that we need a WebDriver.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So let this be an open question for the people who are watching this video. What is the difference between two lines and which one will be effective to use? Effective to use. Okay. Okay. Now, what is the difference between Agile, Scrum, and Kanban?
Um, I know Agile Scrum, sir, but I don't know Kanban.
No worries. You can start with Scrum first.
I mean, you want me to explain the Agile process, the Scrum?
On a high level, what is Agile, Scrum, and what is?
On a high level, Agile is like Agile is an iterative and increment process
Mm-hmm.
because it is iterative because both development and testing both are happening parallelly.
Mm-hmm.
So today, the development people they will build some part of the coding, and then and the next day we try to test it whether the code is stable or not. We try to test it on a high level. So by doing this on daily basis, the code will become stable, and so forth. Our testing will also become stable on that stable build.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a continuous process between the DevOps team, development team, and testing team. Um, so that's how, I mean, and in Scrum we have sprints in sense, there is some particular time like 2 to 3 weeks in
Mm-hmm.
which we have to release a small mini part of our huge, I mean, a mini product we have to release and give it to the product owner, to the customer.
Mm.
So in Agile, we will, I mean, there will be a large, huge data. We will just make a small chunks of it, and we will try to deliver a small part of it to the customer for every 2 to 3 weeks. So this is
Right, right,
Agile on high level.
right. So
Yeah,
this is Scrum, right? See, the
yeah.
difference between Scrum and Kanban is so in an interview you might be asked what is the difference. You might be much familiar with the Scrum, but
Mm,
you have to have some overview idea about the Kanban as well, right? So I'll give you a brief
okay.
idea of both.
Yeah,
See,
please. Yeah.
as you mentioned it very correctly, Scrum, it will follow the iterative method. Okay.
Mm,
While in Kanban,
mm,
you don't have any iterative approach. In Scrum, you
mm,
will have each and every member. Someone is a Scrum Master, someone is
mm,
a developer, right? But in Kanban,
mm,
there is no role assigned to individuals, right? Then
mm,
in Scrum, you will have sprints. Sprints might be
mm,
of 2 weeks duration. It might be of 4 weeks duration. Why
mm,
why do we need the sprint is because you have to keep track of the progress, right? At the end
mm,
of the sprint you will see, okay, we had committed 5 stories, are we able to achieve those stories, for example, right? And in Kanban they will use cards, so they will list down all the cards that they have to keep, that they have to complete, right? And they will put those cards on the board, right?
mm,
So right, and if
mm,
the resources are very limited, okay, and
mm,
tasks are also limited, then you can go for Kanban. If you have a big team, you have more
mm,
resources to work on, then you should go for Scrum,
mm,
right?
mm,
In Scrum, you will have Scrum Master who will be a problem
mm,
solver. For example, if any machine is not accessible, you need something, infra issues are
yeah.
there, environmental issues, you can have a word with the Scrum Master. But
Yeah.
in Kanban, it's an open route for everyone, right? It's an open room.
Mm-hmm.
All the
Mm-hmm.
members, as per their expertise, they are allowed to pick the problem and solve as per their capability,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that
Mm-hmm.
is the differences. One more difference is in the Scrum, you will have velocity, right? How much,
Velocity.
yeah, to measure the speed of your
Mm-hmm.
team members, how much you are able to complete, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in Kanban, you will have time taken to finish the project, right? You will have some restricted time and you have to complete those things, right? So that
Okay.
is
Got
how it
both
is,
can
right? Okay. So this is about brief about Scrum versus Kanban.
Kanban. Okay.
Hmm. Okay, now you are comfortable with Java programming language, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Right. So what you have to do is you have to write a Java program which will count the number of occurrences of the characters in your name, Arshia, right? For example, Arshia is there. So A is appearing twice, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
RSHIY is occurring once. So you have to write a Java program which will tell
Mm.
you the number of characters and their occurrences in the string Arshia.
I mean, for every letter in the,
Yeah,
for every
yeah.
character in the string.
For every, yeah, for your name, only first name, not the second name,
Okay.
the first
So
name.
A is repeating 2 times, R is
Hmm.
repeating 1 times,
Once.
like that.
Yeah, yeah. So that should be the
Mm-hmm.
output of your Java program.
That's what I'll try.
Yeah, yeah. So I have given you
Shall I?
screen sharing rights. Just click on share screen button, green color. You can write it in an IDE, whichever you are comfortable with, or Notepad++.
Okay. Screen is visible, sir.
It's loading. The Zoom the Zoom video is
I
visible.
open no.
Yeah, you can open Notepad++ or ID, whichever you are
It's in
comfortable with.
Notepad. Now just
So
look in
select
Note
select that
ID.
window. Yeah, select that window which you have. Yeah, I can see Google Chrome screen now.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Mm.
Will I pick anyone?
Yeah, yeah, you can write in this also.
Okay. Visible? No, sir. My screen is visible, right?
Yes, yes, it's visible. Programmis.com.
Okay, okay. Um, good. So, character. Sir, I can tell you verbally like what is going on my mind, but I'm not
Okay,
able to put it into code.
let's.
If you
Yeah,
can
yeah, that's
help me.
totally fine. Yeah, I can help you out. See, let me share my screen.
No, first I'll tell you what I
Okay,
am thinking. Right? Then
okay.
we can,
Yeah.
yeah. So what I was saying is,
Mm-hmm,
I mean, I will iterate each character in the
mm-hmm,
loop,
mm-hmm,
and when when I get the first character,
mm-hmm,
um, I'll be, I mean, when the same character is repeating, I'll increase my count.
mm-hmm. Right, you
So
will
it is
increment your
from
count by one every time.
one. So
Perfect,
if
perfect.
again I get at the same element, I will increment again. So till now, I think this is okay. But
Mm-hmm.
how do I count all these elements? Do I have to write many, I mean, loops
Yeah,
like itself?
so the for loop that you have taken the approach, that is also one of the way. There are multiple approaches that you can take, right? See, now I gave you the string. Okay,
Mm,
so in the for loop also you can take and you can search for the pattern, right? And if it is repeating, then you can put it in one variable, right? So let me share my screen. I'll tell you how. So
please.
yeah, so your screen sharing will be stopped. Uh, yeah, now is my screen visible?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, so first of all we have to make see now what is the question about? Is it about a single string or is it about a multiple words in the single string? So you might be given a statement sentence in an interview, right? So
Mm,
in that, so for both the things, for both the aspects, the approach you can take. Okay, see over here the approach that I have shown is one of the method. There are many other methods also that you can use for finding out the solution to this program. So first of all, what we will do is we will split the string by spaces. So we will remove all the spaces, right? We'll start with the
mm,
variable count 0 and we'll increment by 1 only, checking the true condition, right?
mm,
Then we will run the loop from 0 to the length of the string. So we will find out what is the length of the string. So we can come to know what is the end point of running the loop, right? If condition is true, then we will increment the value by 1 and in the end we will
mm.
print the value of the count. Now
Oh,
this is the
oh,
program, right? There are two variables, string and string word, right? So
mm,
splitting the strings into words, right? So str dot split is the string function that you can use, right? Now we are
mm,
counting the frequency of the given word, right?
mm,
So that will be done by this function. And then you just have to use main method and you have to call these things. This is one of the approach, right? And then
mm,
there is one more lengthy approach that is a basic fundamental for loop you will keep, right?
mm.
So that is also there, right? So this is how you can write in an interview. Okay,
Okay, sir. I'll try it on.
right. Okay, Ashia, I am done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
Um, I just wanted to know like where are the areas where I
Mm-hmm.
can improve
So
myself. Yeah,
right. So I think
where I'm,
you have to practice writing Java programs, right? Maybe what will happen in an interview, definitely as you have got good experience in automation, you will be asked to write programs in Java. If you'll write with one of
mm,
the approach, they will ask you which is the other approach. So that's how they will do.
mm,
Rest all
okay,
looks
sir.
good. Yeah. And wish you all
Yeah.
the best for your career.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for taking out your time for me.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.